prepaid collect call from an incarcerated individual at Polk County South Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept charges and consent to this recorded call, press 1. To refuse charge, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
All praise JAH King. I would like to share a speech by Emperor Haile Selassie, JAH First, given during JAH 25th anniversary of JAH Emperor's Military School, a pursuit enacted immediately prior to Second World War when Ethiopia was invaded by Roman forces. JAH Emperor was preparing for what was to come. Following this speech is a study on King Hezekiah of Judah. King Hezekiah wasn't perfect, yet there exists a parallel between his reign and JAH founding of Gwinnett Military Training Center, as described in JAH Emperor's speech here. The Silver Jubilee anniversary of the founding by us of JAH Gwinnett Military Training Center is evocative of a long and decisive period, a culminating era of Ethiopian history. It has fallen to few countries of this world to struggle, alone, unaided yet successfully, for JAH preservation of their independence. To still fewer has it been JAH good fortune that has been vouchsafed to us by JAH Almighty Protector, to have been able to defend that independence over so long a span of history. Many and severe have been the waves of attack which have beaten against strongholds of our beloved homeland. Numerous have been the occasions when the way of compromise offered its tempting vistas. Yet throughout her 3,000 years of independence, Ethiopia has always sought to defend herself alone with the transcendent aid and courage inspired by a devout faith in JAH Almighty. In her national defense as in her national life, as it is recorded in Holy Writ, Ethiopia stretches out her hands unto God. JAH military chronicles of the 14th, 15th, and 16th centuries, JAH victories of Dagali and Adwa in the 19th century, and JAH ever-memorable defense entered upon under our leadership, yet a few months following JAH establishment of JAH Gwinnett Military Training Center, as indeed the founding of that institution itself, all testify with eloquence to JAH's traditional determination of Ethiopia to defend herself by her own means, without accommodation and without quarter. Thus, by founding of that military training center, on the eve of the most momentous struggle in her history, Ethiopia demonstrated to the world her unshakable confidence and victory through JAH courage and military virtues of her people. This resolve has never vacillated under our reign. While engaging military experts from abroad, while purchasing arms within the limits of her capacity, Ethiopia has never compromised her independence, however pressing the exigencies of JAH hour. On this memorable occasion, we therefore particularly welcome representatives of states who have played a significant role in JAH history of this training center. At the same time, we are gratified to note the presence of distinguished representatives of our sister states in Africa, here to testify to JAH solidarity and common determination of all African states to defend together JAH cause of freedom in Africa. Your struggles, like those of Ethiopia, stand as an inspiration to our brothers who are still striving towards a goal of independence. The facts of history stand to confirm to them the importance and efficacy of self-help and courage in this struggle for freedom. It is of duty to those states who have already gained their independence to collaborate in all fields and ways, to strengthen and broaden the bases and armatures of free and independent politics of Africa, and promptly come to defense of those nations yet to be born when, in the difficult first hours after birth, their freedom could be threatened or indeed stifled. It is in this larger context that this and all other national institutions of African states must be constantly viewed. Unity should be cornerstone of relations among African states, for it would ensure confidence and cooperation. This unity, while dissipating their strength, always ends in regrettable results. For this reason, we are making arrangements to grant scholarships to our African brothers to study in our military institutions. In only a few weeks, independent African states will convene in our capital to explore ways for advancing this high cause of freedom, independence, and progress of African peoples. It is our conviction that JAH Military Training Center has already, during the last quarter of a century, well served this noble objective. May a yet broader and more fructifying mission be reserved in coming years to this institution that has so well earned lasting gratitude of our beloved people. Emperor Haile Selassie, JAH 1st, April 29, 1960. Now JAH's story of King Hezekiah, coming from JAH Book of 2 Kings 18 through 20, 2 Chronicles 29 through 32, and Isaiah 36 through 40. King Hezekiah is 13th ruler of Judah after King Solomon, and direct descendant of King David as King Selassie. King Hezekiah reigned 29 years and was 25 years old at beginning of reign. King Hezekiah is known for showing Babylonians JAH treasures, a move that was prophesied by Isaiah to be a curse that would bring on a Babylonian invasion, when JAH children would be taken captive and JAH house would be raided. Nevertheless, King Hezekiah was counted as having right in JAH's sight, as JAH scriptures say, according to all David had done. King Hezekiah exceeded in riches and honor, but JAH had given him substance very much. Because King Hezekiah had humbled himself, so JAH wrath came not upon Jerusalem. In JAH meantime, JAH Israelites, known as JAH lost 10 tribes, were besieged by Assyrians and taken into captivity during beginning of King Hezekiah's reign, at time that Hoshea was king in Samaria of Israel. About 10 years later, Assyrians came up against Judeans and took some fenced cities of Judah. As King Hezekiah would prepare our people, be strong and courageous, be not afraid nor dismayed. With them is the arm of flesh, yet with us is Lord. So did King Selassie say in 1934, God is our fortress and our defense. Never let the aggressor's new weapons distract you from fighting for your country. So as the Romans sought to buy up JAH Rosses, and later on JAH King himself, so did the Assyrians seek to deceive King Hezekiah's servants and to diminish morale by saying, let not Hezekiah deceive you, for he shall not be able to deliver you, neither let him make you trust Lord. The Assyrian would claim to our people to provide a land of corn and wine, bread and vineyards, olive oil and honey. When King Hezekiah heard, he called for an intercession from prophet Isaiah to lift up prayer for JAH remnant. Isaiah prophesied that the Assyrian general would hear a rumor and return to Assyria. This comes true when the Assyrian hears that his king had departed and returns to find his king at war. When he also heard that Tirhaka, king of Ethiopia, has come to fight, he reasserts his demand. This time, the Assyrian general sends message directly to King Hezekiah, stating, let not the God in whom you trust deceive you, saying Jerusalem shall not be given to Assyrians. Upon King Hezekiah praying, O Lord our God, save us, that all the kingdoms of the earth may know Yah our God. Isaiah sends message to King Hezekiah concerning the king of Assyria. JAH daughter of Zion has despised you. Against whom have you exalted your voice and lifted your eyes? Against JAH, Holy One of Israel. Isaiah prophesies, JAH remnant that comes from JAH house of Judah shall again take root and bear fruit. This prophecy reveals when JAH children transplanted in Jerusalem at JAH time of Persian conquest. Later, growing branches and budding at JAH time of Yehoshua, and bearing fruit with JAH crowning of JAH king. As his imperial majesty proclaimed, after defeating the Romans and entering Addis Ababa, we shall see that our enemies are disarmed and sent the way they came. So Isaiah prophesied, by the way that the Assyrian came, the same shall he return. And it came to pass that JAH angel went out and smote 185,000 Assyrians who encamped about to attack Jerusalem. After that, Sennacherib, the king of Assyria, returned to Nineveh, where his son slew him, as he was worshiping in the house of his God. It was around this time that King Hezekiah fell ill, and the Babylonians came to him. Nevertheless, because Lord heard King Hezekiah's prayer, he was given another 15 years to live. He was also spared from the Babylonian conquest during his lifetime. So why was King Hezekiah blessed? He was blessed because he set JAH house in order. You see, a vessel is a vessel, whether it's empty or full. If the vessel is full, it may not be used for anything else. If a vessel is full of muck, then how shall water come forth from it? If it is half muck and half water, then the water will be polluted. The vessel must be emptied and cleaned out for water to be put in it, so that out of it shall flow rivers of everlasting life. This is the salvation that JAH has chosen for our people. This is sanctification. That is what King Hezekiah called for. He repaired JAH house of Lord, removed the high places, broke the images, cut down the groves, and destroyed the brazen serpent. And he caused JAH Levites to be sanctified, establishing a decree to keep JAH Passover, even in the second month, so our people would be prepared. Making a proclamation throughout JAH land, turn unto Lord, and Lord will return to JAH remnant. It's true, some Israelites laughed him to scorn. Nevertheless, Lord hearkened to King Hezekiah and healed thy people. So there was great joy in Jerusalem that had not been since the time of Solomon. But JAH house was set in order. A rebirth had come to our people. So as King Hezekiah prepared JAH priests for service, so had King Selassie prepared JAH troops for battle. A reading from Isaiah chapter 38. The writing of Hezekiah, king of Judah, when he had been sick and was recovered in his sickness. I said in the cutting off of my days, I shall go down to the gates of the grave. I am deprived of the residue of my years. I said, I shall not see Lord, in JAH land of JAH living. I shall behold man no more with the inhabitants of the world. Mine age is departed and removed from me as a shepherd's tent. I have cut off like a weaver my life. Lord will cut me off with pining sickness. From day to night will Yah make an end of me. I reckon till morning as a lion. So will Lord break all my bones. From day to night will Yah make an end of me. Like a crane or a swallow, so did I chatter. I did mourn as a dove. Mine eyes fell upwards. O Lord, I am oppressed. Undertake for me. What shall I say? JAH has both spoken unto me and has done. I shall go softly all my years in the bitterness of my soul. O Lord, by these live, and in all these is JAH life of thy spirit. So will Yah recover I, and make I to live. Behold, for peace I had great bitterness, yet Yah has his love to thy soul from the pit of corruption. For Lord has cast my sins behind JAH back. For the grave cannot praise you, nor death celebrate you. They that go down into the pit cannot hope for Yah.
You have 1 minute left.
JAH living shall praise Lord, as I this day. JAH Father to JAH children shall make known Yah truth. Lord is ready to save I. Therefore we will sing our songs to stringed instruments all days of our life in JAH house of Lord. This is Rosh Rebirth. And all our people say,
JAH Rastafari.
Rastafari. And all people say,
JAH,
JAH,
Rastafari.
and all people say,
JAH,
JAH,
Rastafari.